You can be surrounded by people, friends, family, coworkers. You can be sitting at dinner, laughing at jokes, replying in group chats, and still feel completely alone. You go home after being around people all day, and something feels empty. Something feels off. You tell yourself, this makes no sense. I was with people, but the loneliness is still there. You are not alone in this. There is a whole category of people exactly like you. The worst part is, you know you should feel grateful. You have people. You are not isolated. And yet inside, it feels like no one really sees you. Today, we are going to talk about why that happens, and, more importantly, how to change it. Here's the thing. This is not about being ungrateful. This is not about being dramatic. This is not about being too sensitive. This is about psychology. This is about how connection actually works in your brain. You can be socially active and still emotionally disconnected. Those are two different things. And the good news is this. If this is a pattern, it can be changed. But first, you need to understand what is really going on. Let me show you what your life probably looks like. You wake up, you check your phone, messages, notifications, group chats. You respond, you scroll, you react. You feel involved, but not really connected. You go to work or school, you talk to people, you say the right things, you smile, you nod, but you do not say what you are actually feeling. You do not share what is really on your mind. You keep it light. You keep it safe. Later, you hang out with friends. You joke. You listen. Maybe you even give advice. But when it's your turn to open up, you change the subject. Or you say, I'm fine, because it feels awkward or unnecessary or too much. At night, you lie in bed. You replay conversations. You think, why do I still feel alone? You had interactions all day, but no real connection. This pattern has been going on for months, maybe years, and you're starting to wonder if something is wrong with you. Here's what's actually happening in your brain. Your brain is designed to keep you safe. Safe from rejection, safe from embarrassment, safe from emotional pain. Real connection requires vulnerability. That means showing parts of you that are not perfect, parts that are unsure, parts that are scared. And your brain sees that as a threat. It thinks, if you show the real you, you might get rejected. So it tells you to stay surface level, stay agreeable, stay easy. When you keep things light, you feel temporary relief. That relief comes with a small hit of dopamine. Dopamine is the chemical your brain releases when something feels rewarding. Your brain loves that feeling, so it learns something. It learns that avoiding vulnerability feels safer, and it keeps pushing you to do it again. Here's the problem. Connection does not come from proximity. It comes from emotional exposure. You can sit next to someone every day and still feel alone, because loneliness is not about how many people are around you. It's about how known you feel. If no one knows what you're struggling with, if no one knows what you care about deeply, if no one sees your fears, your brain registers that as isolation, not because you're weak, but because humans are wired for emotional bonding. Your brain needs to feel seen, not just accompanied. So you protect yourself from rejection, but in protecting yourself, you block connection, and the loneliness continues. Now let us talk about the cost. Every time you say, I'm fine, when you are not, you teach your brain that your real feelings do not matter. Every time you stay surface level, you build a habit of emotional distance. Every time you leave a room feeling unseen, you reinforce the belief that no one would understand you anyway. Short-term safety, long-term isolation. The longer this goes on, the harder it feels to change. Because now you're not just afraid of rejection, you're afraid of being exposed. And slowly, you start believing the story that you're just bad at connection. That story is not true, but it feels real. Let me tell you what you're probably thinking. I just need better friends. I need a relationship. I need to meet new people. But here's the problem. New people will not fix old patterns. If you carry emotional walls into every room, you will feel lonely in every room. You might also think, I'm just not good at opening up. That's not an identity. That's a skill you haven't practiced. You might think, other people are naturally connected. No, they just take emotional risks more often. And then there's this one. I don't want to be a burden. Let me be clear about this. Sharing your feelings is not being a burden. It's being human. Perfectionism shows up here too. You think you need to share your thoughts perfectly, calmly, clearly. But perfectionism is not high standards. It's fear wearing a mask. You're not waiting for the right words. You're waiting for guaranteed safety. That never comes. Let me be honest with you about something. Part of you is afraid that if people really see you, they won't like what they see. So it feels safer to stay slightly hidden. If you never fully show up, you can always tell yourself, they don't know the real me. It protects your ego, but it also keeps you alone. You can't be fully accepted if you're never fully seen. That's the hard truth. Here's something you need to understand. Rejection is not the opposite of connection. Hiding is the opposite of connection. If you open up and someone does not respond well, that hurts. But you learn, you adjust, you grow. When you never open up, you learn nothing. You just stay lonely. Some of the most connected people you know have been misunderstood many times. They just kept showing up anyway. So here is how you actually break this cycle. Step 1. Accept that it will feel uncomfortable. Stop waiting to feel ready. Stop waiting to feel confident. You will not. Connection requires risk. Small risk, but still risk. Your job is not to eliminate discomfort. Your job is to move with it. Step 2. Start small. You do not need to trauma dump your entire life story. Start with one honest sentence. Instead of, I'm fine, say, honestly, I've been a bit overwhelmed lately. That's it. One layer deeper. Then do it again next week. One small step, then another, then another. Step 3. Choose safe people. Not everyone deserves your vulnerability. Look for people who listen, people who do not mock, people who respect boundaries. Test slowly. Share something small. See how they respond. Connection is built, not rushed. Step 4. Put your phone down during conversations. Stop performing. Start being present. Eye contact, real listening, real responses. You can't feel connected if half your brain is in a screen. Step 5. Stop shaming yourself for feeling lonely. Loneliness is not weakness. It's a signal. It's your brain saying, I need deeper connection. That's okay. That's normal. Talk to yourself like you would talk to a friend. Gentle, encouraging, honest. You don't need more followers. You need more honesty. You don't need more conversations. You need deeper ones. Let me remind you of something. You are not broken. You are not incapable of connection. You learned to protect yourself. That protection helped you survive at some point. But now it is keeping you stuck. You are not bad at relationships. You have been avoiding emotional risk. There is a difference. And if a pattern was built, it can be changed. Your brain can rewire. That just means it can learn new habits. So here's what I want you to do. After this video ends, do one small thing differently. Send one honest message. Share one real feeling. Ask one deeper question. Just one. Do not overthink it. Do not make it perfect. Close this video and take one small emotional risk. Teach your brain that connection is safe. Teach your brain that you are done hiding. The version of you that feels deeply connected is not a different person. It is you, with the walls lowered. Not someday. Not when you feel ready. Now.